It was a crisp autumn evening when our group of intrepid teenagers gathered around the campfire. The leaves rustled overhead, their golden hues dancing in the flickering firelight. As the night grew darker, the air was filled with an eerie anticipation, a shared curiosity about the legend that had haunted our town for generations. The story revolved around Brookside Orphanage, a decaying relic from the past that stood on the outskirts of town. Abandoned for decades, it was rumored to be cursed, a place where the cries of its tormented young residents still echoed through the halls. Among our group was Sarah, the resident historian and master of the supernatural. She regaled us with tales of the orphanage's grim history, a place where children were subjected to unspeakable horrors by the sadistic matron, Miss Abigail. It was said that the souls of those who perished there still lingered, unable to move on. Our curiosity piqued, we decided to explore the decrepit orphanage that very night. Armed with flashlights, we ventured into the darkness, our hearts pounding in our chests. The air was thick with the scent of decay, and the floorboards creaked beneath our every step. The first sign of the orphanage's sinister past became evident as we entered the main hall. Crude drawings covered the walls, depicting scenes of violence and despair. It was as if the children had used art to cope with their torment, leaving behind a haunting record of their suffering. As we ventured deeper into the orphanage, whispers of forgotten laughter and cries for help seemed to fill the air. Each room held relics of the past, a broken doll, a tattered book, a rusty bed frame. It was as if time had frozen in this nightmarish place. In one of the rooms, we stumbled upon a journal, its pages filled with the scrawled writings of a child named Lucy. Her words told a harrowing tale of cruelty and suffering, of Miss Abigail's sadistic punishments and the desperate attempts of the children to escape. The journal ended abruptly, leaving us with a chilling sense of dread. But it wasn't until we reached the basement that we discovered the true horror of Brookside Orphanage. The room was cold and damp, the walls covered in moss and mildew. Cages lined the walls, each containing the skeletal remains of a child. As we gazed upon the macabre scene, a cold wind swept through the basement, extinguishing our flashlights. Panic set in as we fumbled in the darkness, our only source of light gone. And then we heard it, the faint sound of children's laughter, followed by gut-wrenching sobs. Desperate to escape, we stumbled up the stairs, our footsteps echoing in the empty halls. But it was as if the orphanage itself conspired to keep us there. Doors slammed shut behind us, and we found ourselves trapped in a nightmarish labyrinth. As we pressed on, the whispers grew louder, and ghostly apparitions materialized before our eyes. Hollow-eyed children in tattered clothing reached out to us, their voices pleading for release from their eternal torment. It was a sight that tested the limits of our sanity. In the heart of the orphanage, we encountered the specter of Miss Abigail herself, a wraith consumed by rage and hatred. She shrieked curses at us, her spectral form contorting in a grotesque display of malevolence. With sheer determination, we made our way to the attic, where we hoped to find an escape. But the attic held its own horrors, a collection of eerie dolls that seemed to watch our every move. Their eyes followed us, their porcelain smiles frozen in unsettling grins. As we reached the attic's window, a blinding light pierced the darkness. It was the moon breaking through the clouds, casting an ethereal glow on the orphanage. In that moment, we felt the presence of the trapped children, souls yearning for release. With a final burst of courage, we recited a chant Sarah had found in her research, an incantation to free the spirits bound to this accursed place. As the words left our lips, a powerful force swept through the orphanage, shattering windows and sending Miss Abigail's malevolent spirit into the abyss. The children's souls were finally free, their whispers fading into the night. Exhausted and shaken, we fled the orphanage, our hearts heavy with the weight of the horrors we had witnessed. The legend of Brookside Orphanage would forever be etched in our minds, a reminder of the darkness that can lurk in the most unexpected places. To this day, we wonder if our actions truly freed the tormented spirits, or if they merely slumber until the next unsuspecting soul ventures into the depths of that accursed place. One thing is certain, the haunting memories of that night will forever haunt our dreams, a chilling reminder that some horrors are best left undisturbed